about braids in terms of prepping your hair for a braid installation, or even a sew-in, or any type of install that's going to be in your hair long term, caring for braids, upkeep, etc., etc. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm looking at my laptop because I have the page that I'm looking at with the information, so that's what I'll be looking at. First of all, if you are someone that has that gets chemical relaxers, it is advised that you wait 2 weeks before you're getting your sew-in or your braids installed into your hair. Reason being is because when you get those kind of treatments, it's breaking down your hair shaft, so it's making it very, very weak and fragile, and you don't want to put such a hard style into your hair that's going to be in for an extended amount of time, because it's a recipe for disaster. When you're taking it down, you're going to experience a lot of breakage, a lot of shedding, and you don't want that. The purpose of these styles are to get great results, length retention, and of course to protect your hair. So you don't want to go into it messing it up already. It's just not. You want to make sure you do a good protein treatment and a good moisturizing deep condition prior to installing your braids or your sew-in. That is just going to allow for the protein and moisture balance to already be in place before you're putting the braids in, and it's going to keep that locked in while you never want to braid breaking hair. And as I stated, it's just going to cause more breakage. That's like just suicide to your hair. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your hair is in as healthy state as it can possibly be. That means to get your trims. That means to make sure you're conditioning, protein treatments, etc., etc., prior to putting the braids in. Don't braid your hair too tightly. That's what causes breakage around your hairline and around your nape. My braids are not braided tight at all. You can still lift it up. They're secure, but they're not to the place where they're like pulling my hair out. You don't want that. These feel like really, really loose. So you want to keep that in mind. Don't braid alternating moisture and protein sprays. Since you're in braids, you obviously can't use like a cream or an actual like moisturizer on your braids, because it's going to gunk up and get dirty and cause other things to happen. So it's advised to use a spray. From this site, it says that you should alternate 4 days of moisture followed by 1 day of protein. So 1, 2, 3, 4 moisture, 1 protein. And you start the cycle all over again. And that's just to keep your hair in balance while it's in these braids. So I have 2 options of the moisturizing sprays that I'm using on my braids. One is the homemade mix that I showed you guys in my previous box braid reveal. And like I said, that has water, vegetable glycerin, some essential oils, and a little bit of conditioner. So I could use that. Or I'm going to use my Silk & Child leave-in detangler, simply because it's really, really moisturizing. It's really soft. It leaves my hair soft. It leaves my hair when it's not in braids. So, and then for my protein, I'm using the Argan Oil Cream of Nature Strength and Shine leave-in conditioner. And this being because I know this contains protein, and it's a really good product. Lightly seal your hair with an oil. So after you've moisturized your hair with a spray, it says to lightly go over it with like an oil. I'm going to use my extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil. They don't recommend actively oiling your scalp, so that's not something you need to do every single day. So I think what's going to work for me is oiling my scalp maybe like once every 3 or 4 days. Just depending on how my scalp feels and what I feel like I need to do, but it's not necessary to oil your scalp every single day. Shampooing and conditioning. You should shampoo and condition your hair every 7 to 10 days, if possible. I said I was going to go every 2 weeks, simply because you don't want to constantly be washing your braids, because they're going to start to frizz and loosen the braids, of course, and pretty much you don't want to look a mess. So 7 to 10 days is what's recommended. I'm going every 14 days. Of course, you need to keep your hair covered with a satin bonnet. It's the same way you would take care of your hair. You don't go to bed without your silk scarf, so don't go to bed without your silk scarf on braids or your sew-in. So essentially, these are all things that we pretty much know. It's the same way as taking care of your hair, but you have to remember that even though you're wearing a long-term protective style, you still need to take care of your hair underneath it, because you want to reap the benefits of having these styles. So these are just some tips. I hope they help somebody. And if you have any questions as far as my regimen for my braids that I did not mention here in this video or in my previous video, let me know. But overall, that's pretty much what you should do for your hair prior to and during the process of having them in. So look for me in my next video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.